What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pretty exciting one, in my opinion. This is the Saints vs. Buccaneers matchups to watch. This game is bound to be good. Like, there's literally no way it isn't. The New Orleans Saints won this matchup back in Week 1, 34-23, and they won this matchup again back in Week 9, 38-3. But this game is not going to be like that. This is the playoffs. It's completely different. I feel like it's going to be really close, down to the wire. That's my take on it, honestly. But before we get into this video, though, I would really appreciate if you could go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers every day, which is literally the most insane thing I have ever seen in my entire life. So please go ahead and do that. I would appreciate you guys so much. But anyway, like I said, pretty sure this game is going to be really close, and because it's going to be really close, in my opinion, I do feel like individual matchups mean that much more. They're that much more important, so that's what we're going to go over today. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first one we have here is a pretty obvious one. Yeah, I know, I put it in every Saints vs. Buccaneers matchups to watch video, but come on, bro. It's Marshon Lattimore versus Mike Evans. I feel like no matter when we play the Buccaneers, postseason, regular season, preseason, I don't give a damn. This will always be a matchup on the list, but it's more important than ever right here. More important than ever. This is the first time these two players have ever met outside of the regular season, and I am so excited to watch the battle unfold. The good thing for Marshon Lattimore here is history is on his side, as he is without a doubt the clear-cut winner in this matchup up until this point. Even though these teams face 2 times a year, Mike Evans has not caught a pass against Marshon Lattimore since October of 2018. It is January of 2021 right now. That is absolutely insane. His last 4 stat lines against Marshon Lattimore: 0 receptions, 0 receptions, 0 receptions, 0 receptions. He has not caught a ball against Marshon Lattimore in literally 2 years. Absolutely insane. That's 4 matchups right there that he has not caught a ball. But Mike Evans has looked pretty good for the past few weeks, even though he's battling a little bit of an injury. He had 10 receptions for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Detroit Lions, which I think I'd trust Marshon Lattimore against 11 people, a full offense, more than I trust the Detroit Lions' whole defense, but I mean, it is what it is. He also had 6 receptions for 119 yards in his first ever playoff debut game against the Washington football team. So he's definitely on a little bit of a roll here. Tom Brady has got him in his groove without a doubt. This is a massive matchup, and I mean, it's enormous. Enormous. I fully expect Marshon Lattimore's 4-game streak of not allowing a single reception to break, because really banking off that is very unrealistic. When you have a #1 wide receiver going up against a #1 corner, there's usually going to be a few tough contested grabs in that scenario, and in the playoffs, I do feel like Mike Evans will be targeted more than usual. I don't think he's going to get the 2 targets that he got in the regular season games. I feel like there might be a little bit more of a urge to get him involved in this game. He might grab a couple passes, but I don't think he's going to explode. I feel like Marshon Lattimore still does his job. But this game relies heavily on this matchup. It really does, because getting Mike Evans going gets everybody else going, because that turns the defense's attention to Mike Evans. Then you got Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown and Cameron Brate that can get on the move, get loose, and can get really heavily involved in this very stingy passing attack. So we got to make sure that we lock him up. Giant matchup right here. Really excited to see who wins this one. Let's move on to the next matchup. So the next matchup I have here is Antonio Brown versus Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Now, I'm not sure if this will be the matchup for the entirety of the game, but for the majority of Bucs film I've watched, Antonio Brown is usually covered by the nickel, who in this case would be Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So you have a former domestic abuser that is fighting rape allegations right now, going against Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who has ejected 2 people this season already. 2 people. 2 people. He's got 2 people kicked out, and he's going against someone that has been known to be a little bit of a whack job. Now, I think this would be a great matchup for stats. Like, Antonio Brown has been great. He has had 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has been great as well, only allowing a 28.65 completion percentage over his last 4 games. That is insane. They have both been fantastic, but the storyline here is so much better. Will Chauncey Gardner-Johnson get someone who is known as being an unstable hothead ejected. That's something we're just going to have to wait and see. Will Antonio Brown show that he is a changed man by not drop kicking Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? We will have to wait and see. There's literally nothing else we can do in this situation, but I do really like the idea of these two going at it. I feel like it's a match made in heaven. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Antonio Brown. Like, that is fantastic, bro. Antonio Brown did not get involved in his first game ever as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, which was against the New Orleans Saints. He did absolutely nothing, but he wasn't fully in his groove. He wasn't involved in the offense as much as he is now. So expect him to get at least a little bit done in this game. I feel like he'll have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, a little bit of a want to put some points up on that board. So make sure to look out for that. Another huge matchup in this game, Antonio Brown versus Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Now, let's move on to the final matchup I have for this video, which a lot of people might not be expecting this one. I was going to do offensive linemen and defensive linemen here, but we all know how important that is. It's literally the most major key to winning this game, so I'm not going to go ahead and put it here. I just had to make sure I mentioned that, but this one here is special because it's the playoffs. It's the New Orleans Saints versus history. This isn't NFL history. I'm not talking about teams beating teams 3 times because teams are 12-5 in the playoffs when they beat a team 2 times in the regular season. I'm not talking about that. That's not the history I'm talking about. I'm talking about our history. The New Orleans Saints have been to the playoffs 3 straight years. This is the 4th, and have failed to capture the ultimate goal all 3 times with Super Bowl rosters. All 3 times. They lost in the divisional round in 2017, which, wow. That whole game was a heartbreaker. They were just seconds away from completing one of the best postseason comebacks I have ever seen. Down 17-0 at halftime, rallying back, really almost made an amazing comeback. They lost the NFC Championship in 2018, which we all know why. We don't even have to expand on this one. It wasn't the Saints' fault they lost that game. Of course, they had opportunities after the fact, but those opportunities wouldn't have been needed if the damn job was done the first time. They lost in the wild card round in 2019, which that was just the Saints beating themselves, really. That was just not living up to expectations. That was literally just being ass water against the Minnesota Vikings. That's just all that was. Will we do it again? Will we show up, not meet expectations, and get bounced again? That is what really matters here. I'm a firm believer that the only team that can beat the New Orleans Saints is themselves. We are our worst enemy. Every single loss I've seen over the past few years has been nothing but a self-destruct moment. That will need to change here against Tom Brady and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs. The Saints have done it twice already. You just need to do it one more. And this is the one that matters. The other 2 don't matter. They made it to the same spot regardless of who won the division. Those 2 don't matter. This is it right here. Will history screw us over once again? And by history, I mean really ourselves. I don't know, but we're going to find out in just 2 short days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave down in the comment section below what you think the best matchups to watch in this game are. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you boys tomorrow in preview and predictions and a stream. Adios.
Zero gravity falling, and I might burst sleep or stay jump like I'm jumping on a trampoline.